Welcome to Talent Titans, the podcast where we bring you entrepreneurs and leaders from the global staffing industry. I'm your host, Suki Sodi. Now let's jump right on in and welcome today's Titan. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Talent Titans. This is my second solo, following on from my first one about my recent trip to India. If you haven't caught that one, make sure you do. So what I'm going to talk about in this one, I want to talk about the personal and the not so great experience that I had. Let me start by saying this is my experience, might not be yours. So in no particular order, I'm going to go back to Delhi. Delhi was such a fantastic trip and I would do it again in a heartbeat. But the Taj Mahal, one of the wonders of this world, oh my God, it is just absolutely stunning, breathtaking. It's in a place called Agra, which is about three and a half, something like that, hour drive out of Delhi. Remember, this is a big tourist attraction. And when you get to Taj Mahal, everything is just simply perfect, clean, organized, everything like that. But Agra, the place where it's situated, has almost stood still in time. And I remember when I went there, oh my God, it was the day Princess Diana was there. So that was like 25, 30 years ago or something. And we'd driven down and we'd been asleep and we were going to have breakfast there. And I woke up, just looked around and I just, no, not going to eat there. So we drove on and ate at the restaurant at Taj Mahal. I expected that to have changed. No, it is, I don't understand why Agra has not progressed. It's grown, but it's not progressed. I apologize to anyone that I'm going to offend here, but my experience is it's filthy. So I wouldn't recommend anybody going to Taj Mahal to eat anywhere other than the Taj Mahal site itself. It's a shame because it does beg the question, how much could the tourism increase around Agra if the state of Agra, city of Agra, whatever it is, would actually look at it and say, okay, we need to modernize here. So Taj Mahal, phenomenal, amazing, loved it, highly recommend it. Agra, not so much. Plan on eating before you leave Delhi or wherever it is you're coming in from, or eat at Taj Mahal. The nightlife in Delhi, oh my God, it makes New York, London, Toronto, Paris seem boring. When I was there 12 years ago, we went to, the guy we were with took us to this lounge bar in Delhi and pulled up, and it was just like, where the hell are we? But there's this little door, and you go through it, you go upstairs, and up opens this phenomenal lounge. Went back to that lounge, only now it is completely built up. You've got so many different choices of lounges and what have you. So if you're in Delhi, you have to experience that nightlife. The service was amazing. The food was brilliant. Again, you got to battle the traffic, but definitely. If it wasn't for the traffic in Delhi, that's the only criticism I had of Delhi from a personal perspective like that is the traffic, but there's not much you can do about it. Everybody ignores lane control. They just create their own lanes. Everybody ignores lights. It's so weird to watch and it's actually scary. You shouldn't sit in the middle seat where you can see straight through the windscreen. But anyhow, I'm digressing. So it was amazing. The people we met were fantastic. The further out we got, story kind of changes a little bit. And I wonder if that's because in Delhi, people are so used to quote unquote foreigners, because although I'm Indian, we're still seen as a foreigner there. And they're used to it. They understand our mannerism, how to engage. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But when we're driving, so we get picked up again, 4:30 in the morning, just to beat all the traffic, and we've got an eight and a half hour drive home. We're driving, and as I said in my other video, highways not a single pothole. It was brilliant. And we entered Chandigarh, which is a major city about 2.5 hours out of Delhi. We were blown away again with how built up it's one of the cleanest, most beautiful cities I've seen. So anyway, we come north. Punjab is where we are. For those of you that want to know which way I was going, we were heading to Punjab, and then the experience, in many ways, changed. And so let's talk about the good part of that, I guess. We stayed at a really small hotel, I think like a 20-bedroom hotel called The Miracle, and it was in a place called Pagoda. We 100% are going to stay there again. It was brilliant. So anyone looking for a decent hotel in that area, you got to check that out. Service was amazing. The rooms were so big, clean. My bill for room and breakfast for 9 nights, I think it was, came out at less than 50,000 rupees. So that's 50,000, 500 pound sterling, 900 Canadian dollars. You're just not going to beat that. And I would say the hotel room was as nearly as good as our hotel room in Maui back in February. So that's all great. So what was not great about being there? Shopping experience was weird, crazy, unreal, and actually really, really stressful. So what you've got is you've got these bazaars. And you all know I love my saris. So by the way, my sisters have met me in Punjab by this time. And it's shop after shop after shop. And they have these men sitting outside enticing you in. Everyone has the same line. We've got the latest, we've got the cheapest. And it's overwhelming. We have our regular shops that we go to. So that's where we're going. But what I found really interesting and in many ways disheartening was, now remember, these are women's clothing shops, saris and things like that. It was men in charge. The women were assisting. Okay, there's loads of women there, and they're very respectful and all the rest of it. But I guess this is my Western values, upbringing, thoughts, whatever you want to call it. But it was the men that took control, and they were. I remember this one out because I needed to get two outfits for whilst I was there. I asked for an outfit, and they showed me something. I was like, oh, I don't like that at all. He kept insisting on showing me the same outfits, different colors. Apparently, he knew more about what I wanted than I did. So the whole experience happened every single time. And then every outfit I tried on, it was made for me according to them, right? So why do I talk about this? Because I think about it in business when the only thing, if you're saying the same thing as all your competitors, you kind of have very similar product service to your competitors, and then the only thing you're able to differentiate on is your price. That's crazy because that was the only differentiator these guys had. I needed my sari blouse made, and just to get the deal, they were like, "Yeah, we can get it made, no problem." Da 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 da. 4 or 5 times they got it wrong. In fact, one of them, I just got so fed up. I was like, "Forget it. I'll take it back to Canada, and I'll deal with it there." So it was really pushy sales, and I had, in fact, one tailor to try it on my sari blouse. The armpit was very tight, and I'm showing him and he's telling me, no, it's not tight. And I'm saying, it's tight. I don't want to wear this. You got to adjust it. He literally, it felt like he bit my head off. So I found there's this real disrespect. There was another lady, when I went back to get it, I went into a store frustrated because this was about the fourth or fifth time I'd come in. And I said to the guy, is it ready? So the lady heard my English accent, comes over to me. Crazy thing is, when we got talking, she lives literally 10 minutes in the car from where I live here in Toronto. And she was saying she'd had a very, very similar experience wherever she went. So I found it as a woman, and again, this, my Western upbringing, I fully acknowledge that. But there was this level of, and it was more prevalent in Punjab, if I'm being honest. And that might be because I didn't go clothes shopping in Delhi. So that may be it. But I found the men in those stores thought I should wear what they wanted to sell rather than sell me what I wanted to wear. As it happens, I got a Beautiful outfit in the end, but it was really, really stressful. What else did we find? Did I find that I left a bad taste? It was, and you've all seen videos on this, and it's unfortunate, but it was very lechy. So you can imagine the city's really busy, you're in there. And I'm not talking in the shops, but just generally standing on a street corner waiting for our driver and things like that. It was so uncomfortable. And they don't even try and hide it. They don't even try and hide it, which is, in my mind, for a country like that, it is so bizarre. We got into, and I know we're not meant to do it, but we got into these kind of three-wheeler things because we aren't going up the road. We don't want to call the driver back. And on one occasion, now we knew where we were going. The hotel was that way. Stay on this street. The hotel's back that way, about 10 minutes or something. The guy insisted on driving the other way. And we were like, no, you have to turn around. And he insisted that he knew where we were going. Anyhow, he turned around, all good. But what we'd heard whilst we were out there was another, I don't know whether English American, I don't know. They'd got into the same kind of vehicle that we'd got into, a mother and daughter. And last I heard, they're missing. And nobody knows where they were dropped off or what the hell's happened. So anyone listening to this, especially as a woman, be very, very careful. Don't get into any car, even if it's quote unquote public transport, until you have sent somebody the registration number, or better still, book it through your hotel, book it through somebody you know, because it's such a big country and it's dangerous. I hate to say it, and I know I'm offending a lot of people from India saying this right now, but unless we talk about these things, how is the country going to progress? So that's something to be really, really mindful of. And in fact, I wouldn't say it ruined the holiday, but it made us very mindful and aware. Such a beautiful country. Such a beautiful country. Punjab is such, oh my God, you get into Punjab and just the fresh air you are breathing. And you're driving through, whichever way you go, you're driving from one city to another. And the roads, wide roads, trees are grown over like it's almost like this beautiful greenery arches all the way through. It's so beautiful. And we just need to deal with these other matters to make Punjab even more attractive and appealing to Western tourists, businesses, and things like that. What else happened on that personal front there? Ah, this was a big one for me. I ate everything I wanted to eat. I rarely touch carbs here, rarely touch wheat, bread. It kills my stomach. Out there, I was eating naans, I was eating brote, I was eating carbs galore. And I never, not once did I feel my digestion getting messed up. In fact, it was, I felt light, I had energy, and I didn't even put on any weight. For those of women, you understand what I mean by that. I, in fact, lost a pound while I was out there, yet I was eating all carb or very heavy carb based diet. Why is that? What is it that we're putting in our food here and not putting in our food here that kills our stomach, our digestion? And out there, none of it. Not once did I worry about what I was eating. Not once did I worry about, oh my God, social media. In fact, I rarely checked. And the only time I checked was because I've got the summit coming up. You go into this amazing world where you're just you. You're there, you're present. You cannot help but being present. And here, as I said, you're checking Instagram. Oh my God, I look fat, I look thin. Oh, that person said this, that person said that. None of that, none of that mattered. I didn't even think about any of that there. So it's a really I had a really interesting 2 weeks there. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. In fact, I'm thinking of doing another trip next year. Only this time I'll see a different part of India, I think. But that was my experience. Went to one state, Delhi, and then Agra. Very, very different experiences there. But for my mental sanity sake, India done wonders other than when we were out, obviously. Not once did I wake up worrying about what I'm eating. Not once did I wake up having anxiety. Not once did I wake up thinking, oh crap, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do that. It's almost like you go into this completely different world. So now I'm back, I'm recharged. I'm going to try and keep some of those learnings, bring them back with me and try and implement some of them. Anyhow, guys, that's my 2 cents worth for India. Absolutely beautiful country. You must do it. Recruiters, if you can, look at India. We hear about all the problems here on the news. I've been out there, I've seen it firsthand. No, India's economy is booming and it's got a long way to go yet. But why not be part of that? Because I'm certainly, as a business owner, looking at India as my next venture. Any of you interested in that? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you disagree with what I've said. Maybe you've had a different experience. Feel free to reach out to me, but go explore India as a potential business opportunity.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Talent Titans, brought to you by Recruitment Professional Forum, where they're building a grassroots community for professionals and leaders in the recruitment industry to collaborate, advocate, and advance the profession. If you liked or were inspired by what you heard, make sure to follow, subscribe, and even leave a review. It lets more talented recruiters like you find the show. Until next time, keep on being a talent titan.